Hello, hello, hello. It's Lorenzo, and you have now tuned in to the world famous Young Untouchable Family podcast broadcast show. And I'm your host, Lorenzo. Hello. And we have a fly-ass show for you tonight. Thanks to our sponsors. We're coming with some magic in the news. That's our current event. Then we're going to draw an oracle card, give you a message from Archangel Gabriel. Then we're going to go down to reader listener emails since we do have some questions that came in. We're going to follow by Live Every Day as a Vacay, Words of Wisdom, and some of my personal philosophies. And then we're going to end it with some news you can use with health, relationships, and self-development. So tune in, because this is going to be a fly-ass radio podcast show tonight. Young Untouchable Family podcast broadcast show. Let's go. So as always, our sponsor tonight, Young Untouchable Family. Marketing, advertising, and sales. If you have a product, service, a business, keep your business in business. Go to YoungUntouchableFamily.net. They'll help you with marketing, advertising, and sales. Also, our sponsor is ComeGetIt.com. Buy branded domain names at ComeGetIt.com. Those are branded domain names done for you. All you have to do is come get it at ComeGetIt.com. And then we also have our sponsor, Palo Santo. It's a spiritual wood. Get your Palo Santo on Amazon.com. We'll leave the link in the bio for you as well. Now, for some magic in the news. Those are current events. Magic in the news. Red Table Talk with Pinkett-Smith. Pinkett. What'd I say? Pickett. Oh, well, she was picketing. She was picking on Snoop Dogg. Have you seen it? She had Snoop on there talking about Gayle King, calling her all out of her names and things. And she said something similar to how she was shocked, saying, "Oh no, I couldn't believe Snoop took his power away from my mama and Jada and her daughter and was putting all that emphasis onto her." Saying not she couldn't believe it. Like, not Snoop, not Snoop Doggy Dogg said calling Gayle King a funky. And it was more so just I think the bitch word, right? But if it was the bitch word coming from Snoop Dogg, listen, Snoop Dogg is known for three main things. Three main things Snoop Dogg is known for. You know those three main things Snoop Dogg is known for? Snoop Dogg is known for three main things. One, Crip. He's a Crip. right? 2. That's probably just as strong as 1. He smokes weed. And 3, Snoop Dogg is known for calling females bitches. That was his whole thing when he first came out. How controversial he was, right? He was controversial before, for what? For being a gangbanger, smoking weed, calling females bitches. Wasn't that? I thought that's what Snoop Dogg was known for. I don't know. So Jada seemed like she was surprised that Snoop Dogg was calling Gayle King a bitch for disrespecting, rest in peace Kobe Bryant. Because that's really, let's not get off the message. The message was really that Kobe Bryant was saying, how dare you bring up something against this gentleman that is now gone physically from this plane when you wasn't saying that when he was here, and he has wife and children still here. Like, be respectful. So let's not get off that point. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Anyway, some more magic in the news. Coronavirus. Have you heard about it? I'm sure you have. Coronavirus is something like beer. Shit, over there in China, because everybody on that corona. I was seeing some demonstration on the internet. I didn't know if it was real, fake. I don't know what the hell was going on. But I was like, oh, you know what this is? Another distraction. Coronavirus. Before the internet, my thoughts is, before the internet, there was all types of stuff going on, diseases, motherfuckers getting killed by the police. Like, that shit wasn't just, it's something new. But because we on this internet, information flies at 1.1, like, it just flies. Like, as fast as you can do something, as fast as people can see it, and you could go viral. So, my thoughts on this coronavirus shit is just like anything else. I'm not out here on no fear. And everybody must taste that thing we call division from this plane, death, separation from the spirit and the body. So, like, we gonna continue to live. If you focused on, or for me, myself speaking, if I'm a focus on anything, it's gonna be, I'm focusing on what's my next move to improve myself and my family, and everyone else around me that is willing to improve. Because if you focused on all of that, I bet you not focused on your resolutions you had, because those are all distractions, like I said. And man, it's just a crazy world these days. So I would just encourage and motivate anyone. Focus on yourself. Definitely keep your health intact, though, because health is wealth, really. And if you are having any signs and symptoms of anything, man, that's just a sign that you need to do better for yourself. And when you know better, you do better. Let that be the message. 2020. And some more magic in the news. It is just more so a reminder of the information that is broadcasted through this podcast is done with words and the words that are used are coming from my heart, spirit, and mind from the best of my ability. But let me apologize ahead of time for the inferiority of language, that if at any time my words are perceived in a distorted or misunderstood manner, no haps, no worries, no problem. My intentions were always to make it be a balanced conversation. So definitely, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, any topics that you will want to hear on Young Untouchable Family podcast broadcast show, definitely send those emails in, those questions, reviews, comments, feedback to YoungUntouchableFamily2@gmail.com. That's YoungUntouchableFamily, the number 2@gmail.com. We'll get those questions and comments answered ASAP. We definitely appreciate everyone that's listening and all the feedback that we receive. Now, to drawing an oracle card on this March 1st. It's 11:48, 2020. We want to know what's the message for the night. What's the message? What is the message for the night? We're going to see what's the message for the night. March 1st. What's the message? Open your heart to love. The message is, the more you open your heart and pour your love into your creations, the greater their life force energy. Open your heart to love. Yeah, when you create something and you put that love into it, it definitely affects the way it grows and develops. I'm immediately reminded about the experiment of having 2 jars of rice. One jar of rice, you speak angry, hateful, demolishing, just perverted, distorted words into that jar. In comparison to the other jar, you speak words of kindness, love, compassion. And through this experiment, you'll find that the word that you spoke, all of those words of distortion, that jar will be black. It'll be filled with just that. And that other jar will be it'll look as if it was preserved, you know. So open your heart to love, because the more you open your heart and pour your love into your creations, the greater the life force energy. And the life force energy comes from a dark place. Your mind is encapsulated in darkness. So, from your mind, from your heart, from the place that is unseen, come with the feeling and intent of love. That's the message. Alright. Now, read or listen to emails, questions. Once again, if you have any questions, definitely direct them over to Lorenzo, Young Untouchable Family Podcast Broadcast Show at YoungUntouchableFamily2@gmail.com. I'll answer any question, any comments you have. Definitely send in a donation. Whatever size of the donation is highly appreciated. And immediately your question will be answered. So, this question comes from Dave. Yeah, Dave. Appreciate that donation out there, Dave. So, his question was, how I got by in the streets. How did I get by in the streets? So, Dave, I appreciate the donation once again. He must have heard the previous podcast when I was speaking from my past about being incarcerated, and definitely being in the streets was one of the reasons of me becoming incarcerated. So appreciate the question. But how I got by in the streets is knowing that there was a code, that regardless of whatever I was doing, whether it was legitimate or illegitimate, there was some sort of system and program that I had to follow by. So I learned the code of the streets, quote unquote, so to say, and learned that through that code how to conduct myself. I always have stood strong in that code, never broke, bent, or fold. So knowing that code, number one, and one of those the number one code in the streets, I would say specifically, is silence, secrecy, and security. You know, so yeah, just knowing the codes. Definitely would say for you and anyone else that's interested to live vicariously through incidences of myself or others, so you don't have to be in the streets. But know, whether you in the streets or out the streets, whether you're in an executive suite, you're having a code. Even if you put together computer programs, there's codes for computer programs. So everything has a code in the system. Learn the code, how to conduct yourself, what's tolerated and not tolerated, and you'll be successful. Appreciate that question. Once again, if anyone else has any questions or comments, direct those questions and comments to Lorenzo at Young Untouchable Family Podcast Broadcast Show. That's at YoungUntouchableFamily2@gmail.com. Put Young Untouchable Family Podcast Broadcast Show Attention Lorenzo in the comment section, and we'll get those questions, comments answered immediately. Cool. Now, for Live Every Day as a Vacay, 366 Days of Wisdom. We're on day 62. Day 62. Day 62, 366 Days of Wisdom. Words of wisdom today, day 62. Know that your uniqueness makes you perfect. Then develop and create something from what makes you unique. Once again, live every day as a vacay. 366 Days of Wisdom. Day 62. Know that your uniqueness makes you perfect. Then develop and create something from what makes you unique. And my personal philosophy on this is the same reason I'm doing this podcast, the same reason I use my words and my conversation and linguistics to empower, invoke, and influence other people to move in a direction that'll be progressive for them, is just that. The way I speak may be different and unique, but it's perfect, and I'm using that uniqueness in a way that others may be using it. There's many podcasts, but for you to be listening to my podcast and to feel the sincerity and the energy through this and to continue to listen, I'm highly appreciative. And through my uniqueness, I'm able to develop, hopefully, and create something new every time I come on here and share my day and my life with you. So that's my encouragement to you. Day 62, live every day as a vacay, 366 Days of Wisdom. Know that your uniqueness makes you perfect. Then develop and create something from what makes you unique. And everyone has uniqueness. Everyone is perfect. Just you have to dig a little deeper. I know that's what I found in my experience. I would definitely encourage and motivate you to do the same, to look inside and to let others see what uniqueness you have inside of you. Hello. Now, health, relationships, and self-development. You riding? We riding. Alright, so first for health. Oh. We're having a baby. Congratulations. Woo! So my producer and I, we're having a baby. Yeah, so I kind of slept with the boss. I know that sounds crazy, but that's legit and it's real. So we're having a baby girl. Definitely. We appreciate everyone that support us and continue to support us through these next life journeys and things. So yeah, we just wanted to definitely share that with the world. Because it brought up a conversation that I wanted to share with you guys about the hospital versus a birth center. The hospital versus the birth center. More geared towards you ladies out there that have children, or even thinking about having children, or are pregnant right now. Have you compared or thought about the differences between a hospital versus a birth center? because I know we have. And one of the main things, there's many differences between the hospital versus birth center. Definitely, I would like to hear what you think those things are, or what you've noticed from your own experiences. But one of the first things that I was able to recognize was the comparison of unnatural versus natural, or what I would say even just the interactions of people. So in the hospital, from beginning of them finding out that you pregnant, they have an OBGYN that tends to you, listen to the baby, all that whoop-de-whoop, right? But then when it comes down to water breaking, you are in labor, there's a whole nother person that comes in that just delivers babies. So literally, from my perspective, I would say we're on an assembly line of life. Like humans are like an assembly line, because that's all this person do all day is just deliver babies. And I ain't knocking anyone that has a job to just deliver babies. Like you got a cool ass job, but the impersonality, like the impersonable, the disconnect from it, from my idea. And I'm not a woman, so any woman, definitely I would like to hear what you have to say. But from my standpoint, I think that would cause the tense and the stressfulness of having your legs wide open, showing the world all your business, and a newborn baby is coming into this world, another human being, and a whole nother person that has never seen you in this state ever, talk to you, nothing, gonna come in, touch you, and you gonna push out calm, relax, with all this stress, lights and beeping and all this shit going on. Like, I don't know, that just sounds stressful to me. And I could see, I don't know, I forget what's the word, but when your stuff rip, that's what that's what I think it would cause from, because you tense and stressed. So ladies, chime in. I don't know everything. I'm just somebody that know a little bit about a lot, but if you know what I don't know, definitely hit me up, YoungUntouchable2@gmail.com. I love to hear it. Or hit me up in the comments. Share it, because I want to know. Hospital or birth center? I've seen more people coming into the birth center pregnant than the hospital. So I don't know, maybe it's like the law of attraction. I just attract those kind of people in my reality. So let me know, where was you born at? A hospital or birth center? If you pregnant now, where you are having your child at the hospital, birth center, and or if you're thinking about being pregnant or having a child one day in life, where would you have your child? Hospital or the birth center? Would you go unnatural with epidural, all that, or would you just go natural, doing the breathing exercise, hypnosis, or whatever else you need to do? What is it? Hospital versus birth center? So that's another show. We definitely appreciate everyone listening. I'm Lorenzo. Hello. This is Young Untouchable Family Podcast Broadcast Show, brought to you by Young Untouchable Family Marketing, Advertising, and Sales. Definitely go ahead and chime in, check us out. Always tune in, tap in, and stay turned up. Hello, hello, hello.